Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike T-Roy is here. Hello, T-Roy.
Howdy, buddy.
How you doing, pal?
Not bad for a Monday, I
Like
suppose.
this shirt?
Of course.
Steal your face. It's just a classic.
Steal your face
Such a
right
classic.
off your head.
Big Easus is in the house. How are you, Easus?
Oh, great.
Yeah?
Great.
Hanging in
Looking
there?
good as always.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to offer an apology if I
attempt
got
at-
you in any trouble recently.
Oh, you're fine.
Just across the board. It's never my intention.
of course. You're
Sitting
fine,
in today,
Michael.
too,
Oh,
Mr. the doctor.
at the ones and twos.
At the ones and twos. This is dangerous. He's got a drop machine in front of him. And God only knows where he's going to go with that. Mr. Ryan Fiorini is here.
I don't hate him, but I just don't think he's that good.
Well, he's already done better than Easus.
I can already see
He
that.
fired a drop.
APW Chubb going right
I've
now.
never been asked to fire drop.
You can see the desk start coming up.
Yeah. That's great.
All 2 inches.
Yeah. It's good to have you back in town, pal. I like the T-shirt.
Thank you.
Looking good.
Where did you
it.
get that?
I got the non-see-through one.
Ah, it's too bad. Too bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Some of the nicest shirts I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I agree.
The
Truly.
material is amazing,
Yeah.
and the company, they are awesome.
Yeah.
I did
Questionable
see.
tees.
I did see recently, actually just a few minutes ago, that there's like 8 orders that have come in that haven't been sent out.
Yeah.
And we need to get them. So
Yeah.
if you've ordered and you haven't gotten one, haven't gotten it yet, it will come very shortly. We'll take care of that after the show.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds
Gross.
good.
Very.
Thank you for being here and running the ones and twos. Are you a little nervous? Running the Google machine, the drop machine, the cameras.
You look good over there.
I'm good.
You're good? You think
good.
you got this?
Travis Jr.
All right. All right.
Non-sexy Easus is
The non-moment. The moment is
Non-sexy.
not too big for you, sir.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I would have been nervous. Like, you really think I can handle this?
Yeah.
You got it.
I
Easy
got
peasy.
Did you fly yourself in, by the way, or did you fly? So is your plane here?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Where is it? Oakland? Or
Yep.
well, as Ryan discussed
Oh,
with
boy.
talked with me at one point, he basically told me that you're having a private plane is actually more economical than flying. Right? Remember we were telling you that you're like, oh, you should basically have your own plane because it's better than flying.
Well, that's one person flying as opposed to like 150 or whatever.
You don't remember this conversation? I mean, it was in jest essentially. But when you were down there and you take us out to lunch, you were joking about the idea of like, well, if I have my family and that's $400 a ticket and this and that, and you're kind of like, yeah, if you think about it,
Oh, yeah,
should
you can find a way to justify
Right.
anything. You-
Right. Oh, that's it. I justify.
Economically, it's better.
Yeah.
But
I just
you know,
remember
for
at the
the
time going
environment.
like, I'm really wasting money buying these tickets. I should just buy a plane.
Buy a
What am I
plane.
doing here?
It's much more economical.
Is it here? Can we take that some bitch for a flight? Do you have time?
If you can get in it.
If I can get
Wow.
in it, you saying I'm too fat to get
Sounds
in
like
it?
a challenge.
No, but
Security,
you
it's
got to be able
on
to
lockdown.
walk to get up it.
Oh,
Up onto the.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude,
boy.
it is kind of a climb.
Yeah, it's a climb.
is it worse than climbing out of that boat we went on?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to legit
What?
like get up
That
on
boat
the
we
wing.
went on? Where were we in Oklahoma or some shit? The guy was making the ship.
Yeah.
the
I mean,
arc.
you got to get up onto the
wing.
wing and then into the airplane.
Okay,
It's I may or may not be taking Travis on Wednesday, so
okay. Well, we'll circle back on this.
you could join.
Yeah. Could I fit in it?
Oh yeah,
You could.
It's roomy.
Yes.
Well, then you will have to have the text about the weight, right?
Oh boy.
For the fuel.
Oh, shots
I
fired.
mean,
Where's the shots fired? I got to find the shots fired.
Yeah.
I need I don't see shots fired right in front of me.
There's like 4 pages. There's little arrows up here.
I mean, I was the fattest one on the trip that we went on, so I mean, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
This is true. You
Is
were.
this, is
Like
this
out
the
of the
same
4
plane I was in a couple years ago, or is this a new one?
No,
You were
this is a new one.
the newer one. Yeah, I knew you were
Brand new?
kidding.
It is a year old, but 6 months of it we didn't have an engine in it. We had to get it. We got a new engine put in, so it's 6 months old.
Wow.
So badass, dude.
Waiting on the
Yeah.
chip, were you?
But waiting on.
You
Yeah.
got the heated seats in there?
No,
The
they
chip
won't put them
shortage?
in.
It could be like BMW and just charge you $12 a month for heated seats.
I would do it.
Yeah. Really?
Wow.
Is it that chilly? I mean, it can be.
You know, it gets down into the 50s. I mean, it's kind of cold.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
For me.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Well, it's good to have you here, pal.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we just did some member content. You and I, you tell one hell of a story in member content. We'll load that up here shortly. But we had some fun breaking down what you've gone through with your identity theft story, and it's incredible. It's incredible. So if you want to be a part of it, go to radiofor1.com, sign up to be a Patreon member. It's one of the levels there where you can listen to our exclusive content, buy T-shirts there, sweatshirts, tank tops, all that kind of stuff. So please go there. That's where our Amazon links front and center. I love that. I was on the page today, and it's like Amazon, Amazon Canada, Patreon. It's all right there. Easy access. So please don't forget about us.
I did a little Groupon purchase myself through there.
Did you?
Of course.
Very good. Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere.
No?
Bought CBD oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't we start with that report that came out of Uvalde, Texas yesterday? This just looks so bad. This is so bad. They had almost 400 cops at that school, at Robb Elementary.
Holy shit.
396 or something.
I never heard. Did they just release that number? That's the
Yeah,
first time?
yesterday.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
390 plus police officers there.
In my head, I pictured like 30 to 50.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever theirs is, whatever the neighboring stuff, whatever.
So what do you
hillbillies
pay?
with guns,
15 local officers, whatever.
So- yeah,
At
just-
some point, state deputies would get there.
Yeah, you get-
Sheriff's department, you'd
Yeah.
get a few. I'm assuming firefighters would show up for anything.
Everything. Yeah.
How many? 300?
Off duty.
Yeah.
400.
400.
Almost 400.
Doing a lot of what?
Sitting around. One guy saw Purell in his hands. That was nice. Using the school. The lower one for kiddies. He's fucking
gotta watch those. Gotta
pumping
make
his
sure those-
hands. And dude, your whole thing was, hey, if the gunshots weren't going off still,
Yeah.
and it was just a barricaded gunman situation, that changes things. Oh no.
Yeah.
Gunshots are going out.
Right. Because you have no idea. Maybe he's got a kid with a gun to the head behind that door. And
Right.
you're scared to go in there, waiting to figure it out. But yeah, that was the only possible scenario where I had any empathy for this whatsoever. And
Yeah.
that is gone.
It's
Long gone.
Long gone. There were multiple instances after they're all there.
How there
of more
wasn't just a
gunshots.
sniper through the window, too, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Somebody just take this bitch out.
Yeah.
Bang. Done. Gone.
Yeah, you would think.
You would think.
But they didn't, and it can't look any worse. And honestly, if they just go and even if they think, hey, we've got an active shooter or a barricaded one, you've got dozens of children in there that are gravely wounded. Who knows how many just flat bled out in an
just
hour.
time that
An hour and
that
12
could have
minutes goes
saved
by.
lives in that. Absolutely.
I mean, Ryan, what do you think? I mean, not that you're a medical doctor, but how long would it take for a child to bleed out?
Yeah, minutes.
Yeah.
a couple minutes.
I mean, yeah, if it's not a lethal wound initially,
Yeah,
like
one kid
you're
gets shot in the
you're
leg
getting
or-
shot in the heart or the lung or something where you're going to die in a few minutes. But if it's just the leg and the arm
You got
somewhere,
clipped,
you're
you clipped a wing.
Yeah,
I
just,
mean, it could still be minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You get the right vein, right artery, right.
Yeah. The report compiled by a Texas House committee detailed a series of missteps on a number of fronts, from the shooter's family failing to identify warning signs to the schools. Wait, we've learned over time, families do not see their own children as the problem that everyone else in society sees them.
No, not at all.
There's some weird, like, orb force around parents' heads when it comes to their own children.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just
For the most part, we've seen
it's
it play
true.
out
No, it
time and
is,
time
absolutely.
again.
I was trying to justify it because I don't know, you think like my kid's not capable of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the signs are there.
Yeah.
And almost sometimes it feels like they're enabled.
Yeah.
You know?
Dad's helping him buy a gun. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
Same thing. The kid in Oxford
yeah.
bought him the gun.
Yeah. Wasn't Uvalde the one where he threatened to murder his whole family and was suicidal?
Yes.
And then his dad bought him a gun on his 18th birthday?
Yeah, it was like 2 years before or something like
Yeah,
that.
a year before. I think it was a
they,
year.
They came and took like 15 knives or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that out
sword.
of the house. And
Like, if you, the signs are there.
Yeah.
And we even start, when these stories first drop, you don't know any details, but we always say, oh, just wait. We know.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the details behind this are going to be stunning.
Yeah.
In the neglect on the part of the parents, family members.
yeah, there was just
whatever
no, yeah, there was just
else.
no way. I mean, some kids are just rogue. Some kids, the parents can do everything they want. I'm not just going to blanket,
Yeah.
blame the parent for things, because I've known kids that were pieces of shit, and the parents tried to do everything right, and
Yeah.
you could argue how that all went down, but they didn't. It was not their fault that
Well,
they tried.
I think you're talking about me.
No.
I
Did you find
didn't.
the shots fired thing yet?
No,
Damn it!
but I found this.
No.
That's good. Now we got to teach him how to shut off the loop music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easiest, maybe you can go over there and shut off the
I mean,
loop music.
you just got to close the window.
Yeah. That,
Oh, from the
that
music?
double click
Yeah.
on the intro.
'Cause that way-
Shut her down. But it's
You know
just,
what I
I
mean?
never get sick of hearing it. It's cool. Never.
Try it now.
Little heavy skeleton.
boy.
Good for the soul.
What were we saying? What were we? Oh, the parents thing.
You being a piece of shit.
I was. I was a good kid.
Was.
For everyone else. Everyone loved Mike. I just wouldn't listen to my parents.
Yep.
Eddie Haskell.
Worse.
Leave it to
I
Beaver.
don't know if Eddie Haskell's the exact.
Well, I don't know, but it's as good of an example.
Yeah, well,
like Troy would get
and even
so
that-
mad because it was like, Mike, just mow the fucking lawn so we can leave.
But Eddie Haskell was completely disingenuous. That was just like a fake persona. It's
true.
Like Mike was actually fairly genuine with everybody else. He just had such a
You're not going to tell me
Problem
what
with
to
the
do.
authority
Fuck
of
you,
his
I won't
parents.
do what you tell me. And it bothers me to this day. But what I will say is there was never a hint of no one ever saw me like kick a dog or fucking
Yeah.
step on a frog. Like I just wasn't a violent guy ever. So you could be worried about me and what I was doing, but it wasn't like
you're going to be a shitty person, but you're not going to hurt anybody.
you're not going to hurt anybody but yourself. And I've done that, you know?
Right.
But these
But
kids,
yeah,
it
these
seems
signs,
like,
when you see the violence, when you see those the red flags that come through and things they do in school and drawings and notebooks and
Right.
yeah, exactly, ripping the heads off birds, shit like that. Like, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that might be a problem.
there was other blame to go around from this committee findings in Uvalde, and it's been 55 days. The parents are.
It's already been 55 days.
Yeah.
Time flies. when you're having fun.
It so does. And these families are. Can you imagine being one of the parents of a 10-year-old who was murdered in cold blood like that? 55 days later, you're still trying to get transparency
Yep.
about what went down and what the police's reaction was. And then the video gets leaked, the one we looked
Yeah.
at the other day.
Yep.
And the mayor or the police chief called it chicken shit reporting. Like,
Okay,
yeah. He's calling someone chicken shit.
I'm sorry. Was it edited or
No, it was just the video.
Yeah.
And the media that got it was a local Houston station or something, and they were nice enough to black out the 2 minutes where the guys just fired 100 rounds into innocent children.
At least not have to see the heads explode.
And I had said to you, well, they're around the corner, you can't hear the screaming. No, you could. They dubbed it out.
Yeah.
They
Oh, I'm
fucking
sure
muted
you
that.
could hear it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
chose not to play it.
Right.
That's like the Oxford thing. The school stopped cooperating with the investigation.
Really?
Yeah, I think they started covering their own ass in this thing. They stopped with the state investigation or whoever
Yeah.
vessel that's going into it. They stopped cooperating.
Really?
Yeah, last I heard. Now they may have changed or whatever, but last I
I'd
heard,
like to know what the reason is for that.
I think they're covering their own ass. They were getting their own. They were doing their own internal investigation, and the state
boy.
was
Oh,
looking
boy.
into it. Yeah, that always ends real
internal
well.
investigations. Nah.
Exactly. But that was last I heard. Is that they were like they kind of shut it down. They weren't cooperating.
It's never a good sign.
Never a good sign.
Yeah.
I think they know that there's some serious liability coming. And
That's not usually a sign
everything-
of innocence.
They're just trying to
Could
save
be
money at this point.
unless they're just trying to get lawyers, a shit ton of lawyers on board to like, what is our position here? What are we liable for?
Yeah.
You could see them going, nobody says a word to the press until
Burn
we get
everything.
the fucking
Shred it.
burn it all.
Shred it all.
I was totally messing about it. Obviously, you're
I
right.
know.
That could be, but normally you're right. I would assume that once you start saying, you know what, I'm not going to stop talking now.
But
Not
you can
usually,
imagine if you're a school in
the whole
charge
school-
of children.
Yes, like
you're in
that's-
charge of these children. If
a
the
bad
minute
look.
the minute the questions start going, well, what did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do to prevent this? It'd be like, lawyer up,
Yeah.
lawyer
Yep.
up.
Yep.
I didn't do shit. I don't think, but I don't want to say the wrong thing here. And we're gonna wait for a lawyer to get on board. You know, there's plenty of blame to go around, and it's so easy to look back with 2020 hindsight and go, well, you did this. What did you think was going to happen? And apparently, the school had a habit of propping doors open, leaving doors open.
Yeah.
So what security measures are put in place
Were
are not being respected,
neglected, yeah.
and they're neglected.
I mean, I know it's a school, and it's but it's like every job in any job you have, they always go in different places and go like, hey, for reasons we shouldn't do this, and then workers start going, yeah, well, I kind of want to go for a smoke break, or you know what I mean? I mean, I know I'm not saying it's good.
How many
it
never
starts now?
And I'm sure their policy says that the doors have to be locked all the time.
Right.
So
How many restaurants have you worked in, E, where it says this door must remain closed at all times, and that's the smoker's door,
Exactly.
propped open with a brick or something?
Right. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, yeah, is it not good to do this? But in reality, dude, every job I've ever worked at, like once a year they come in, kind of again, and reset all the rules again, and then about a few days later, like,
that's over. But I mean, the school here is the least liable. I think this wasn't a student. This was just a random deal, allegedly. So I heard that was his.
Point.
That was his classroom at some point. I heard that he went into, that he was bullied into. I don't know. This is just all secondhand stuff. Of conversation. So, but he wasn't there. They didn't know it. Like Oxford's a completely different story, where this kid was actually brought down. He had a gun in school. They didn't know it. He's a student there. Had gone to the principal's office that day. And were like, parents, take him home. This guy's fucked up. And they were like, no. And they're like, all right, well, I guess just go back then. Yeah. So there's real liability. Involved in that one. Like the school, I have no issues with the school.
Well, even like the door, like you said, to me, I mean, again,
that's clearly the chick.
But even that, right. But even like that, like,
can you imagine the shit they feel like?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's just, the reality is, you've probably done it 100 other times.
Exactly.
And it's not like they were texting them that day saying, hey guys, there's we've gotten reports of this. If you were just like, I do this all the time.
Right.
I mean,
it's very hard. I cut a lot of slack. Remember that she was test driving Teslas or something? It was a trans woman.
Oh, yeah?
And she plowed into a guy on a bike.
Oh, boy.
Caitlyn Jenner?
And she was, not Caitlyn Jenner. And she was on her phone. And you see video of this, just a lady on her phone, and slammed into some guy on a bike, I think it was.
Test drive.
See, that's tough on Teslas. They got all those cameras. Like, you can't get away with that shit.
No,
Not at all.
but I felt bad for her because it was like, she's been doing this for months, and the thing just does what it does.
Supposed to be doing it.
It just drives, and it's like after a while that would just get normal, and you'd be like, "This son of a bitch has got this.
Yeah.
This car has this shit.
Shit, it doesn't recognize people. Uh-oh.
Yeah." But an object comes out in the road. I think that's what the story
It was a
is.
test drive, or she had it?
No. She didn't have it. She was doing something, but it was something involving one of the Teslas, I think. But, a freak thing happens, and, and it's like, it was funny, like, oh, shit, she became a woman, and now she can't drive again, like that joke. You know what I mean? It's so obvious, but it was like, dude, I'd have been kicked. I would have been in the backseat lounging, smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like, this car's got this shit. No problem.
Yep.
So staying on, like, perfect alert, always have your hands on the wheels, even though it's autonomous driving, like,
we all get
silly.
lazy as shit, dude.
So the propped up doors, to your point, T. Propped up doors. You blame the school.
No. They're like I said. They're the least liable of this whole thing, and anything other than that is just deflecting from
possibly
blatant
300 to
negligence
400
of the police departments. Every department that was there.
They said that, reserved obviously the strongest condemnation for law enforcement, who arrived on the scene and then waited to act for over an hour. They failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own safety.
Yep.
Making it clear. And you could see these guys when you hear boom, 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 4 shots go off. These guys take cover.
Oh, my God.
They like.
All white cops are fucking devils and white people.
Oh,
It's true.
Oof.
I don't know what that's with this story, but true. I mean, it had nothing to do with black people.
It was still fun. It was still.
No, I was just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whoa.
Jesus, young years.
My goodness.
So, they made it clear that the biggest failure had not been in lack of manpower or equipment, but
clearly.
a lack of leadership and communication at critical moments. This one guy's
agree.
like, "Hey, are you in there? Are there still kids in there? Maybe we could just put the gun down and you could come out."
Is anybody still?
We
they
could-
send
we
a
could end this-
negotiator in there?
No, it was one of the police chiefs, and they're like, "Well, it could be." We could do this peacefully. No one needs to get hurt. And
Bang, bang, bang.
bang, bang, bang. You're like,
How about you do your job?
He doesn't want to
you
listen. He won't listen to reason. I'm sorry.
So-
I can't believe there wasn't one badass fucking cop in there that was like, I got this.
Yeah.
What are we doing? The whole let's roll thing.
They were holding their guns properly with the finger not in the trigger. Like they knew what they were doing. They were all squatted down.
Travis, you're right. Like I would say, like I bet back the blue and all that yada yada. But man, this is like
There's no yada yada to that.
No, but I mean, okay, whatever. But 400 of them.
No, it's staggering.
And there's not one of these dudes that's the guy that we're always hearing about on
Yada
Facebook.
yada yada. What does that even mean?
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
There's
not one of these.
I mean,
dudes
clearly all 400 are not in the school. There's
Right,
the
but
whole
they're-
perimeter and everywhere
Yeah,
else
okay.
that are just responding to this.
Fine.
But I
They're
mean,
telling
there's-
each other to look out for windows because
still-
you might get shot through a window.
There's still got to be 50 or 100 of them inside.
Yeah. So Uvalde school district officers and local sheriff deputies, the report indicated that the overwhelming majority of responders on the scene had been state police officers, 91, U.S. Border Patrol agents, 149. The remainder were U.S. Marshals, federal DEA officers, and local authorities from neighboring counties, hundreds of responders from numerous law enforcement agencies, many of whom were better trained and better equipped than the school district police, quickly arrived on scene,
Yeah.
adding that any one of those other officers could have helped to address the unfolding chaos.
You know, like in the movies, every time like the local cops are there, and then the feds show up, like this is our investigation now. Stand down.
The
No, this is
locals
our
always get
jurisdiction.
mad.
Yeah, you know, there's
Yeah.
always no. Like, what happened there? How is there not a chain of command?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe it was local.
Look,
and then,
we've all
like,
seen Die Hard, Troy. We
and
know
then
what
the-
happens
the-
when the Fed jumps on the scene.
The sheriff showed up and was like, "This is my investigation now." And before he could do anything, then the border patrol showed up, like, "Nope, now we're in charge."
yeah, once the
By
feds get there, they go, "Move over,
yeah,
boss."
but it was
hog.
an
We'll
hour
take it
by the
from
time
here."
they got there, and then that's when something finally happened.
Yeah,
as there's just shots getting fired in the background. Like, I mean, dude.
it's so bad. It just, again, I can't make the point strong enough. It just goes to show, in the moment, you don't know how you're going to behave.
It's
like,
true. That's true. I mean,
why were
nobody does.
390 officers? That part doesn't make sense because it's like if there were 30 of them, but they were all listening to a police chief who was telling them to stand down,
Yep, right.
and it's like they're so well trained to follow orders
Right.
that they don't bark back at all. But when
Yeah.
you start getting literally every agency,
Yeah,
from
that was the
state-
original kind of story on that. Was that it was a new chief or whatever it was, the sheriff or whatever the title was. It only
Right.
had been a few months, and he didn't really know, and they started blaming him for not him, but his lack of experience for it originally. But that made it sound like that was him and his 12 deputies there.
Yeah.
whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
his Mayberry.
Yeah.
not 400 of our finest.
Yeah, it was like Hazard County.
Right?
You know?
we had Roscoe and Enos out there.
Roscoe Pico. We have some decent news with a gun shooting, with a attempted mass shooting.
I did hear about this.
Mall in Greenwood, Indiana.
Yep.
Where's Greenwood?
That's a suburb of Indianapolis.
It is.
Yep.
Nice area? Decent area? Not really.
I don't think so. Not I've heard of it. I'm not intimately familiar with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that nice of an area.
You're the resident Indiana
Yeah,
expert.
I am.
So.
I am. I think it's not the greatest. I think that might be one of those areas that's ironically, last time I was down there a couple times ago, we went driving by when I lived there years ago. Back in the day. There was an area that was actually pretty nice, affluent. The malls, all types of businesses, all this kind of shit. Well, we were going somewhere, we went through there. It was empty. I mean, 90% of the storefronts, the mall was closed. The storefronts were empty. I was like,
Really?
what happened?
Yeah.
How does it go from?
Was there
there's
some
like-
major industry that they
I think,
did there?
I
that,
think it just changed. I don't. I mean, the
like they were
the factory didn't shut
closed.
down.
Yeah.
You know, they shut down the mill.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't anything.
all
like
the
that.
jobs in the whole county were.
I think that was
lost
just
overnight.
the evolution of it. Whether it just turned, and I don't know if it was just. I mean, clearly it was economic, but
Yeah.
But I feel like Greenwood's kind of one of those type of areas that may not be the best.
Well, some guy came in, killed 3 people, wounded 2 more in a food court shooting. There happened to be some guy in Indiana who was holding himself. And just said, "Okay,
Enough
that's
of that.
enough. All right, this ends right now."
Oh, good guy with a gun, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
good
well,
government.
exactly.
Which just re-sparks the debate.
I think that to my point of the more people should have guns. You want to take guns away from
There's-
people.
You know what? I can't get my head around that because I feel like I understand in a perfect situation that sounds.
I'm
like
not saying
like a
everybody
reasonable-
should have a gun.
Yeah.
But if you are somebody who's
4
capable
dead now. 4.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to make the correction, but it's
I
4
gotcha.
dead now.
4.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
No, it's not. I mean,
That looks not
but
bad. They got a nice Dick's Sporting Goods there
If
too.
you take if you take guns away, this is worse.
They have a Dick's Sporting Goods, so it can't be that bad.
It's not like it's missing letters on the billboard. It looks like
No,
a
you're right.
I could be totally wrong. It could be
freshly
a super
painted
nice
Dick's
area. I
Sporting
might be
Good.
thinking of the wrong thing. I don't know. But
The asphalt's pretty nice. Not a lot of potholes.
It's not bad. Don't let the police take.
I mean, the mall was open, so there's that. So
Yeah.
Clearly, at the food court.
I don't hate the design work. No, the brick on the building.
But yeah, so like I said, if you take guns away, this is worse.
Yeah.
Because more than the irony is that you act like, okay, well, the guy that shot this up wouldn't get a gun. Bullshit.
That he,
You
what do
want
mean?
a gun, you can get a gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
if you're
of
gonna,
course.
but you're going to make it harder for the everyday citizen, for everybody else to get a gun or have a gun.
Yeah.
This would have been a whole lot worse because that guy wouldn't have been there to stop this when
Right.
it did.
I feel like there's a very specific individual I visualize
For the most
that
part,
travels with gun on him.
and that's fine. And I
You know
wish,
what I mean?
and I wish they all.
And it's not ISIS. And
and I
it's
wish
not
they
me.
all had it.
And you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not us. And I don't. My fear is in more cases than not, and I could be wrong. I don't have any stats to back up any of the stupid stuff I'm saying, but that more times than not, a lot more innocent people would get shot if everyone else had a gun on the scene trying to take someone out.
I don't think so. I
You
mean,
know?
I'm not saying arm everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's not what I'm saying.
I understand a woman carrying one in her purse,
And
I
that's
totally get it.
See, and even that, I do and I don't, because as long as they're capable, okay.
Yeah.
But more often than not, that gun's going to be taken from them.
Yeah, well, if I was in a if I was a woman in a struggle,
Yeah.
I would want the option to have that in my
I-
purse.
I totally
And
agree with
wouldn't
that.
I wouldn't be so much worried about who might take it from me.
No,
that's a conversation for another day.
I
but-
understand that,
yeah.
but it's also a very specific situation of when you have the opportunity to use it.
Yeah,
Most of the time, women are just assaulted. They don't see it coming. They are overpowered, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then that gun. I'm all for it. Again, clearly, I want everybody to have a gun that wants to have a gun and is capable of having a gun and using a gun.
I
and
feel
will
like
use it for
I feel
for
like the
greater
ones that are
good.
capable of using it properly already have it on their hip.
Possibly, but and
you
that's
know what I mean?
And that's,
Like those
well,
guys are guys that live at the range. You know what I
Okay.
mean, I've owned a gun for a decade and I've been to the range twice.
And there-
It's been fired twice.
And there's, I mean, exactly. But there's the concealed carry part of it.
Prime and
things that
ready
you have
for a
to do.
burglar in here.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Good thing
No, but there's a lot of
it
people
just
that
feels good to hold it. Like, yeah, we've got all the power.
There's a
all
ton of
the
people that
power.
have
It's
guns, but it's strictly for home protection. They don't have the concealed carry
Right.
to take it out with them.
Is concealed carry hard in Michigan?
I mean, I don't think it's hard. It's just
Like
a
New York
process
is a
you have
bitch,
to get.
apparently,
Yeah,
like New York
Michigan, I
was-
think, is fairly liberal with it. I don't really know, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know a ton of people that have it, so it's not that hard. But it's one thing. It's always just been sort of thought of as personal protection. Always,
Yeah, right. A defensive thing. It's not
now-
for offense, but
right.
for defense.
Now it's starting to take on a different feel of things like this.
Yeah.
Where it's not, just a one-on-one life and death situation where you might be in a situation where you can stop something like this.
Yeah. So say you're at a theater and
And of course,
some
obviously,
madman
it can
comes
go
in with a
it
gun.
can go way wrong.
Yeah. What do you do with the person who's trying to take the bad guy down, but ends up clipping 4 innocent people while he's just wildly
Do you
shooting in the
remember, we
theater?
did a story one time where there was in a parking lot where some dude just ended up shooting like bullets into the air or some shit. Like, but he was trying to quote unquote get a bad guy. Do you remember that?
No, I don't-
I'm
I
trying to
don't.
remember. I wish I could remember more.
I'm not going
about
to say
it.
it's going to go perfect every time.
Yeah.
But again, this situation right here, I don't know all the details. I don't know how much ammo this guy had, how many guns he had, what he was capable of.
There's
what his
not a
intent
ton
was.
on the story. At least the story I don't know, Ryan, if that story had more
Oh,
information. Obviously, it was more updated than my story.
Do we have
because
a,
I only had 2 wounded.
Well, you need $1.
do we
a
have
week.
a photo of the assailant of the perp?
He wasn't even named in my story.
No.
He was not identified yet. So they removed a suspicious backpack. But then it just gets into immediately these stories get into the gun debate.
Yep.
And
Right.
this side's going to use Uvalde, for instance, and go, see, there were 394 people on scene with guns and they couldn't take down one kid with an AR-15. It's like, well, yeah, they could have had you.
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
Yep.
So you expect a teacher to do it? I can understand the argument. I think of my teachers, I wouldn't want them firing off in a classroom full of kids.
If somebody's running in with an AR-15, I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Probably like
if
the
I just
worst
watch my
spectacle, disaster at any event I can think of.
Thank you, Adam. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
I will tell you, and I'm not going to go too far down it, but I am more and more starting to get suspicious that this is insider shit. All these gun things, all these shootings. They're coordinated to make us, prove that we shouldn't have guns, more ammo for why.
So how do you think it's happening? Somebody gets busted, they're going to do life in prison,
I think,
or we'll give you an opportunity to go in and shoot up a mall.
It's not like that. It's like
some
people like the FBI, people like the FBI finding people that are pliable and kind of
talking them into it.
Yeah, talking them into it. In a way that they don't, they're not doing it like they're not just sitting down with them and doing it.
Yeah. Where did it start? I was shuffling some stories.
There's already been proof they've tried to do this with the MK Ultra stuff, where the government has tried to get people to be able to assassinate people and then not know they had done it. And I'm just saying, I could very
with all
much
the targeting on there, start sending, feeding
point,
him stories, ginning him up,
Yeah.
Jason Bourne type stuff.
I'm just saying, at this point, there's so many. And it just seems almost even crazier to me. And right around
That's
the time,
quite a conspiracy theory.
I don't think it's that far. It's very possible. I think
that the feds or whoever upper levels of government is ginning people up.
Somebody at this point is trying to get this going.
Well,
they have done it with like the Stretch and Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping, for instance.
Dude,
exactly. that was not their idea. The feds, that was a whole Fed operation.
Exactly. That's my point. And I'm just saying, it just seems like, there are a lot, and it's like every time you get one of these. What does really happen? Yes, you talk about whether you should have guns or not, but really it just keeps being more fuel. Like, we should really not have them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it seems kind of.
What do you think, E? Do you think more people with guns is better?
Yeah. What do you think? I'm not saying arm the citizens. I'm just saying not make it harder.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't make it harder. I guess I don't know. It's a tough deal.
It's a weird position we're in, and it's unique. It's unique to the United States versus anywhere else on planet Earth.
And I'm not trying. By the way,
I don't know. I think that the Second Amendment is untouchable, but I can at least empathize with people, especially families. I can't even imagine what it would be like.
Yeah.
When you think back to being in elementary school or having kids at that age.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I'm not, and by the way, I'm just saying, to me, it's gotten to a point where it just seems almost, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems
like as long as I can be the last one to turn my gun in, I'm fine with it.
I think
collect all the others, and then I'll give you mine.
I don't want you to be the last one. There's
Fine,
many
you can be
people.
the last.
There's a lot of other people I'd rather have the guns.
How about you get the first 300 million guns off the streets and out of this country? The remaining 50 million of them. Fine, I'll turn mine in there.
Here's the thing.
So there's 50 million people ahead of me. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Every single time you have one of these shootings, dude, the people that, I know they already don't want guns, but the people that I know, like, they just go on more and more, go on their social media, go see more, and they get more worked up about it. And I just think there's something to it.
The other part of this too is that these are horrible, and they make the news, but these are convenient because these are legally purchased guns.
Right.
Now let's talk about the number of shootings in the country that happen on a daily basis with guns that aren't legal.
They don't talk about
They don't care about those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's break that down as to what's really going to happen. None of that's going to stop. It might make it harder for this guy, but clearly you can still get a gun if you want to. The black market, it's not like they're just going to go away.
Yeah.
So somebody that wants to do something, and we always said that.
And you'll get to the point where people just 3D print them anyways.
Exactly. Or you find it's not going to be a gun. You make a bomb. You drive a car through a crowd. Whatever it is, there's ways to do the things that you want to do.
When you want to scare them, terrorize. It's really terrorize
exactly
people.
What it is, absolutely.
There's only one reason to go to an elementary school. And I don't even think it's because you're not going to get someone who might fight back, because of their age or size.
Yeah.
I think it's to do the most horrific thing you can envision that would scare and terrify a society.
Yeah.
That's why you do that.
Of course.
The most
shock
innocent.
value.
Shock value.
Yeah.
Got to go bigger than the last guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. You want to break the next world record.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
But even that,
so they're ramping it up.
I don't know anything about this gun. If this is a legal gun, I don't know anything about the Indian.
No, they haven't named him or
whatever.
anything.
Exactly.
So we don't know.
You still just kind of have to go back to the Uvalde thing, and that's an anomaly in a way, just because of the epic failure on all levels of how that all went down. You
Right.
know, I mean, you couldn't have saved all those kids' lives, but you definitely could have saved some, a lot, most. I don't know. And
Yeah.
it's a completely different story if they do what they're supposed to do. You know, and it's like I said, could that guy have still gotten a gun? 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
At some point.
Was it easier to just go buy it? Yes.
Yeah.
But could you? I mean, I'm not even in that world, and I bet you I could have a gun tomorrow.
Yeah. Of course.
An illegal, you know what I mean, like black market gun. I don't mean go to the store and buy a gun. Of
Yeah.
course I could. I'm like, but if I mean, I could get a black market gun if I wanted to.
Sure, you could.
Yeah. So what are we really talking about here?
But Troy, like when you talk about sometimes about like the idea of someone shaking the, the ant,
The jar.
or whatever, dude. There's no reason this couldn't be all be a part of
what
that,
are you
man.
talking about?
This, I mean, and that's where I'm getting at the idea of like someone.
Yes, that it's being driven.
Oh, I'm
driven
still not
by
over the
people.
Vegas shooting at the country concert.
Dude, exactly.
Like that one
Yeah.
has there's not a city with more cameras on it than Vegas.
How's that possible?
In the world.
Right.
And they don't have squat.
And they don't talk
it
about it
doesn't make
ever.
any sense.
Doesn't make no
And it's just like,
it's
no,
never-
forget about it.
Well, no.
That's
But
got to
he's-
be mob related.
But
like,
he's in. I mean, there's the hotels and all this have tons. There's footage of him just going in and out of his room with suitcases, but there's
Yeah.
nothing weird about that. He had like it was all hidden. I mean, and there's nothing outside pointing at that window of the thing. I mean, ironically, a country concert, you'd think a shot's fired and everybody would just turn around.
Right.
start shooting back up at him.
You know.
See, that one to
But-
me is more, by the way, suspicious under what I'm talking about. That one especially is more what I
That
would
seemed
think
like
about.
there was government involvement or,
I mean,
or
yeah.
Maybe,
mafia
maybe not, but
involvement
I don't-
because of the lawsuits alone. Because of not being able to stop this guy who was continually bringing bags and bags of AR-15s and
Yeah, but it's not like they were
stuff into
hanging
your
out of the
room.
bag. Like they was just carrying a gun over his thing, and they were concealed.
But
he was just going in and out
You
of
can
his
imagine the
room.
lawsuits, and so they wanted that thing to wrap up as quickly as possible. Honestly, I don't remember the details all that much. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was a whole cache of weapons there, but he was taking them in. It's a hotel. You're going
Yeah.
in and out with bags and suitcases. It's
Yeah.
how, you know what I mean? That's nobody's going to look twice at it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, even with 1 million cameras. So once he's in his room and there's no cameras,
Yeah, I
you
don't remember.
start
Do they have
putting all
metal-
that stuff
metal-
together.
Do they have metal detectors in Vegas casinos?
They didn't. I don't. I think for a while.
But
they
even
did.
for
Do
that,
they
the whole-
now?
the whole-
I was there in late January.
Okay.
And,
Well, yeah,
They
we have them in
don't-
Detroit, but not in Vegas.
Yeah, no.
Do we?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they said for a while after that they were going to. Remember, there was talks they were going to. Then maybe they never did, or maybe they did for like a month or something.
But even
couldn't
there,
do
even
it.
going to the hotel is probably a different story.
Yeah, you're right. How
Into the
could you?
casino is not the same as going in and checking into your room.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're not
close,
going to
though.
walk in. Well, but you're not going to walk through a metal
Yeah,
detector
Vegas
into
is
the
so
front
open.
door.
See, Vegas
Maybe
is
it's-
so open.
Maybe when you go into the casino, but exactly, it's so open.
Vegas is not-
They
yeah.
don't want to stop anyone from going in.
No.
They don't want even you. Don't want you to break stride.
The only thing they do now is to get to your room, you have to actually swipe your key to make sure it's
that
active
you're
still.
supposed to be there.
Yeah. So you had to hold on to your key afterwards.
Where'd you stay?
So to get to the
Because they do that at rich people hotels sometimes. They might not be doing.
You
it
always have to do that in the penthouse.
They might not be doing that at the Flamingo. You know what I mean? So,
I can't comment on the flamingo.
What is this you're talking about? I didn't quite
At the
follow
Win,
that. Okay, at the
that's,
Win.
not, that's not that bad.
The Win's nice.
No. I meant like when he gave that look, I thought like, is he talking about like some real high end shit in Vegas? Or I mean, the Win's.
yeah, to get upstairs at the Win or the Encore, you have to swipe your room card to make sure it's still active.
Is that
Yeah.
at the elevator? Is there
At the elevator.
Yeah, to access the elevator.
Yep, but that's it. I mean, and otherwise, I mean, you couldn't have metal detectors. There's people walking in and out.
No,
Too,
you're
right.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They didn't even. Technically, they said you had to have a mask on. I mean, nobody
one
was
was doing
wearing
it, yeah.
masks.
They're
They
not
weren't
using
saying
it.
a word.
They don't want. They hated that from jump.
Oh, yeah.
right.
The
Shut
only thing
that
they did
damn
was
thing
to get
down.
into the stores. Some of the stores, the high-end stores, they would have a rope, and you would have to put a mask on before coming into Louis Vuitton.
Really?
Oh.
That was it.
Going to Louis Vuitton, were you?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had tickets from that whole COVID thing. Tickets were so cheap, and like I bought like round trip to Vegas for $39 for like I think it was April.
Yeah.
and I didn't go because nothing was even still open anywhere. But I wish I would have, knowing how I don't care as much about COVID as I did then.
Yeah.
I wish I would have just to seen the strip empty.
Yeah.
like that,
Kinda,
and, just,
yeah.
and fly
Yeah.
back home. But like, yeah,
We almost went out.
Were they operating at all?
not-
Did they shut down the casinos
Yes.
for months?
yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Yep.
And
We
so,
almost
like-
went out with to see Chris. He was performing out there.
Oh, yeah?
And it was like 4th of July last year or something like that. But it was right in that weird. They were opening, just reopening,
Yeah.
and still masks,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like some of the pools weren't open, shit like that. And I'm like, it's 4th of July. It's gonna be like 120 in Vegas.
Yeah.
I can't go to the
Right,
pool.
right.
But so we ended up not going. But ironically, Michelle came back with COVID.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay. I guess
Well, there you
glad
go.
we didn't
She
go.
can say what's good.
I would have totally been making out with her. So yeah, I would have totally.
Right.
Michelle gets
Obviously.
COVID every other week.
know,
It's
kinda,
not even
right?
a news
What's she
story when
doing?
she gets COVID. It's like, report to us when you don't get COVID. From
When
a
you're
week
9
away.
pounds, I guess your immune system's probably not that great.
Yeah. I think this might be a story going a little too far. I'll ask your guys' opinion on that.
Okay.
And it's because of the shootings. Mm-hmm. An amusement park in Orlando, Icon Park in Orlando, which chucked that 400-pound team.
Oh, that-
Oh, is that the? Oh, okay.
to
Yeah.
ride that? Yeah.
Dude, I almost went on that ride. Like, we had a hotel where we could see that ride from our hotel, and we were
In Florida?
Yes, and
This
we
was
were-
after the fact, correct?
It was like 2 weeks later, though. Like we were. I mean, it was
It's
right
closed
in the time
down still,
frame.
I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just kind of funny because, like, I remember when I read that article, I was like, Icon Park. I'm like, I think we were like, and we were. I remember literally all of us looking out that window and we are talking about like, oh, we should go down there and go on some of those rides.
Right.
Well, they had
See
a
the
new.
dent in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
These amusement parks are always looking for new rides, new features,
Attractions.
attractions, if you will. So they've got this giant 400-foot Ferris wheel. It's like the 9th biggest Ferris wheel in the world
Ooh, impressive.
at this Florida Icon Park. And so it's like an 18-minute ride. The things are enclosed and air conditioned.
Are you about to say something happened on this thing now?
No.
Okay.
So for an extra $5.95,
Oh,
you
the
could
low,
get
low
a,
price.
You could get a gun, and when this thing's going around, they have targets, digital targets throughout the park.
Okay.
In certain areas, and you try to shoot with a laser beam as many of the 50 targets that are around the buildings in the park.
Okay.
Skyline of the park, and people are absolutely horrified by this.
Okay.
It says it's horrible, and so they're like, "All right, we're not doing the gun thing.
Shut it down.
Shut it down."
What about-
Sounds like an awesome.
It's not bad.
Ride,
like
right?
the Lilo and Stitch thing, I think we did. It's like
mean, I
one of
saw
those
a roll-
interactive where you could shoot targets and stuff as you're going through there.
I was watching watching one of those 900-pound like
You gotta do something to make a Ferris wheel fun.
Yeah.
900-pound twins or some bullshit on
take a hot chick with
TLC.
you.
And they were on a roller coaster where you could do that. Fucking shoot shit on a roller coaster.
Yeah?
They had like little targets, I guess, that you could like you go on this roller coaster. You could.
Was
like,
it
shoot
lasers or did you shoot like?
Is it like
I don't remember
attached
what
like
it-
one of those things that's already like, or
No.
did you like
Mounted.
take a gun
I
with
think
you?
it was like probably like almost like laser. I don't know what it was, but it was like that looked kind of cool. Like if you imagine going down a roller coaster and kind of like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did those sound effects, but
Hey, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Where's the pew pew?
pew pew.
It was an 18-minute ride too. That
yeah,
seems
you-
like a long ride.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
It's
listen,
pretty-
it's the 9th biggest Ferris wheel in the world.
And it goes slow, dude.
So
I mean, it goes.
yeah, and I mean, just imagine. So what's that? Probably 50 to, carriages, little pods.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know.
So just think how long it takes for everyone to stop,
See if you can Google it, Ryan.
get somebody
The,
on, get somebody off, moves up one, gets on, gets off.
Nice.
And then you got to fill everybody. And then you can't just
Yeah.
go like one at a time. So then you get full, and then you got to do a couple of loop-de-loos.
Yeah.
And then you got to stop and get everybody on and off again.
I can't hear try to not laugh.
What?
What?
You got to get people off and
Yeah,
got to
fuck
fill
yeah.
them up and get it off and
Exactly.
So they said some non-guests and community members expressed that they consider the toy shooting device used to be insensitive.
I was so confused at the video compared to the
Yeah,
story.
Biden,
I was like,
Biden.
who's arguing this thing?
I'm wondering if they have a picture of the
This is in front of the
Ferris wheel.
UN?
So is that the Icon Ferris
Yeah.
wheel?
for sure.
Well, that's the big one, yeah.
Yeah. So you're probably right, about 50 carriages. Mm-hmm. The attractions industry has many similar games which use similar shooting devices. So
Jesus, is that the one the guy fell off of on the right?
maybe, yeah, that sort of looks like it.
Maybe.
Damn,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a long way down.
Yeah, 400 feet.
Oh.
He's a big boy too.
If he had a parachute, he probably could have had time to deploy it and float down.
Yeah.
No.
I can't find it, but I need the drop of I need a lawyer and I need one now.
Oh, weed.
Well, you just did it.
Oh, is that weed? Oh,
Yeah,
here
that's
we go.
weed.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Yeah,
I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I've been looking for half an hour.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You should have just asked. Weed. So this guy, the attractions guy or whatever, that's talking to the press about this, says, "We believe that a device can and should be designed which does not offend anyone in the community."
Oh, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
That
bar.
does not exist.
Can you imagine what would the one thing? Can you think of anything that wouldn't offend a single person in the community? A strawberry,
right? Well,
like
what do you want it to be like?
Someone's
going to
be allergic to strawberries, right? And is going to be offended by that.
Rainbow gun that shoots glitter and unicorn farts out.
That'd be offensive to someone.
Probably yes.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
honestly.
but not
PETA?
not the people that bitch about it.
PETA might care about the
Unicorn farts, yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
yeah.
The
People said,
environment, methane gas.
How did this make it off the drawing board? Big difference between shooting aliens and robots to practicing our sniper skills in real life urban area.
That is
Sounds like a
kind of
really
that's
fun
kind of
fucking
good
thing,
point.
dude.
No, I mean it is kind of a good point. Like
It is kind of snipery.
exactly
It's
right.
got a hint
Wait till you're
feel
at
of
the top,
snipery, but
you know, gauge the wind for a 300-yard shot.
I want to see. I want to see what the targets looked like. I wish I could.
I'll do my best to find it.
Okay.
what are you looking for?
the target's like.
actual yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even worry
What about?
it.
I was going to say, go back down a little bit on what you're on right now. No, never mind. I'm going to say one of the boxes down
It did have
low.
a picture of a
bottom
lady.
right. Is that her holding a gun right there?
I wish I could.
So,
Oh, yeah,
So it
Fox
looks like
35.
she's holding
Yeah, that
a
could
gun
be.
there,
That's
maybe.
local.
So that could be at least a. There you go.
those
Oh,
aren't
that
even
looks so
that-
scary.
Right. Those aren't even.
Come on.
It's like something from Minions.
Yeah, it sort of does. Is there a video there? Play the video.
That's gonna be the.
gonna get a
biggest
This is
commercial
going to be
in
some
that.
great
Yeah.
newscast from Orlando, Florida.
Oh,
Oh, it's a cartoon.
yeah.
That's not.
That's. I'm surprised. I thought this was gonna be like an ad. Oh, this is the promo for it. That's what it is. It's the ad. Come play
Bullseye Blast. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it
That's what I
sounds like
call
a
when I
cool
play the
idea.
back nine.
Huh?
That's what I call it when I play the back nine.
There you go. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but I sort of understand. You know, this
Yeah.
this is close to where the Pulse nightclub
8:06
shooting
now on the
happened.
clock. A local business is able to reopen its doors thanks to a generous and supportive community. The Combat Cafe.
It may be a little
Cafe.
tone deaf at the time.
Yeah.
But it's got to be difficult to just have a Ferris wheel. I mean, how many people have already done it? Can't imagine it's a huge draw. You got to do something to
Things kind
spice
of
it
creep
up
me
a
out
little
now,
bit.
man.
Yeah.
Like
I
I was
won't
at
do
the
'em.
I was at the Oakland Zoo and the San Diego Zoo, and both of them I had to take that sky whatever tram.
Yep.
I didn't like it, man.
No?
I did not like it. I
agree.
remember being a kid and loving it, like hanging out of it. The whole time that thing was moving, I was like, "Oh God, this just feels rickety. This is not the way you want to die. Falling out of one of these things."
Oh, that's the best way to die. Your family to be rich.
True.
You're gonna die. That's the way to do it.
True.
It's somebody else's dime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly.
Minneapolis mother went after Black Lives Matter. They gathered outside of her home to protest the police shooting of her neighbor, who was killed following a 6-hour standoff. What?
Nothing. No, go ahead.
What?
No, it's fine.
You can do your read.
No, eventually, maybe. If I
Yeah.
can get one in somewhere. But yeah, go ahead.
All you got to do is interrupt.
No. It would be weird now. Go ahead.
Yeah,
and
it
finish
would
your
be
story.
weird now.
Yeah, it would be very
Be
weird.
disingenuous.
The next one's the one that I was hoping you would do a read for.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the next story is we're going back into the land of dead babies.
Oh, good.
And
yeah, who doesn't love a good dead baby?
Good dead baby
Yeah,
story.
of course.
So when we get to that one, if you want to
Okay.
do a Zot read, that would fit.
Well,
in
see,
perfectly.
this might be a little more appropriate for a dead baby read, but
Okay. Pick and choose. Choose wisely. So she berated Black Lives Matters who were protesting outside of her apartment complex. It's like a shithole area in Minneapolis.
oh boy.
Following a 6-hour standoff that began when he opened fire within the building. Andrew Techley Sunberg, I think he goes by Techley.
Okay.
Teakley, I don't know. Shot dead by police snipers in the city. The
That's
man's
how you do it.
family maintains that he was experiencing a mental health crisis when he was shot. Well, I'm sorry.
Go figure.
Keep better tabs on your mentally sick family member then. You know, he just fired into an apartment building and shot. This woman's in her kitchen cooking dinner for her 2 young children when bullets come flying through the door, through the kitchen, into her bathroom. One blast through the mirrors, glass everywhere. And
she wasn't the target? This.
She claims she was.
Okay. Did they know each other? Was this?
I mean, they were next door neighbors in an apartment complex.
Okay.
So they're on the same floor.
I mean, was there a feud going on? Was there any bad blood? Is this an
Not that I know of.
Was she knocked up? What are we talking about?
Her name is Arabella Foss Yarbrough. She drove up to protesters and yelled, "This is not George Floyd. It's not. He was unarmed. This is not okay." So Black Lives Matter doesn't matter what the facts are. They're going to show up and pitch a bitch. So they're all there on the corner talking shit. Do you have the video there?
Any press is good press, right?
Yeah. We can see her. It's a mother of color herself.
Not a great pause right there on her face. Her face.
She's angry. I don't blame her.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a terror. It's not okay. Okay. You're alive. Shut up. You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed. You're alive. Sorry. It is not okay.
You're alive.
Oh, so they're not there because of the kid. They're there because of the guy.
Yeah.
They got
the criminal that got shot.
For fuck's sake.
There's bullet holes in my kitchen.
Not in you, though.
Not in you.
Holy shit, dude. So she's
Oh my God. Yes. They're out there protesting for the guy that killed her son. Or did he?
No. He got killed because he was shooting at her, essentially, right?
But didn't she,
He starts shooting.
I thought like her kid got
Her and
shot
her
or
kids
something.
are in the apartment. They're not shot.
I got you. I thought,
But they went through every room in the house. There's bullets. The doors blown
really.
open. Windows are broken. You know,
And so
the
they're protesting-
Aquanet bottle on the counter's got a
there's
bullet
no
hole
holes
through
in
it.
her because he's a bad shot or just by pure luck and happenstance that she didn't get hit or the kids.
So the
by
cops
this.
show up.
Yeah.
And they end up in a 6-hour standoff with this clown, begging for hours. We don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
We want this to end peacefully. We don't want to kill you. He starts firing at cops. They return fire and kill them.
And so they're
protesting. You shot a black man in the streets. Like
people yelling out, "You ain't shot.
You didn't get shot. What's the big deal?
Amazing.
You ain't get hit.
There was shots in my house. Not in you."
Yeah.
One guy
You're
said.
okay though. He didn't deserve to die. He didn't kill anybody. The fuck. Hey, they
Just
got mansions to pay
unbelievable.
for, man. They got to keep this train rolling.
Imagine.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
just
this machine is in process.
it's bizarro world. I feel bad for people with young kids. I don't know how you're going to explain this world that is just it doesn't make any damn
Could you
sense.
imagine coming in thinking this is like normal?
Normal.
Like
It's
this
normal.
is what the world is?
Yeah.
And then how do you ever reel them in from that? You know, my kids are right on that cusp.
Yeah.
You know, you're
they were-
fucked. My kids are right on the cusp because like they kind of have.
Yeah,
they're
yours were
getting
kind of
into it.
idiot-y for a window there.
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
then
like
they seem to snap out of it, which is
they
kind of
don't-
unique.
They're, I mean, I'm not totally on it, but they. At
But
least,
they're willing
they
to
saw
listen,
it
Troy.
pre this.
They're willing to listen.
Yeah, they saw
That's-
pre this. You
This
know,
is just a screaming match. And sorry, what are you old white dudes doing in here? Of
course.
In the middle, stepping in front of this woman of color you seem to love so much and tearing her down. Just to make your illogical point. I mean, I hope most normal, rational people see this
Well, and it'd be one
see
thing
right through it.
It'd be one thing to me if you were talking about like even at the police, whatever, at the police station, or you're just doing a protest saying police are killing people, but to be yelling at the person who got shot at.
Yeah, you shut up,
Like-
lady.
like-
this doesn't have anything to do with you.
It'd be one thing if they even yelled at her
Go
like,
back
"We're
in your
not mad at
apartment with
you."
all the bullet holes in there.
Well, if they were at least like to her, like, okay, like we're not mad at you, we're just still mad. Like there's, we're mad at the situation.
Like, you're just
or
mad
something.
because you're a twat.
Right.
But
Every one of
she's sitting here going, go grieve in silence
Yeah,
if that's
fine.
what you
You're
want to do.
upset.
I have two
Good.
scared, bleepless kids sitting in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're
I'm
like-
trying to get my kids inside, and you guys.
Bleep yourself?
Yeah. Well, there's a kid here.
Oh well, fine.
Heard it all.
Okay.
gonna say.
Well, I've been watching my P's and Q's.
Oh my goodness, I'm not. I haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
I thought they were gone.
No.
And I will not censor myself.
But she's got,
There
she's
you go.
got young kids that are scared shitless. Thank you.
Yeah.
In the car, and these people are just chanting and screaming. They
Right.
don't know the facts. They're 100% wrong. This clown absolutely deserved to die at the hands of the police.
Yep.
This went on till 3 a.m. or some shit. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Who?
You ain't shot.
I know. There's holes in my apartment, but not in you.
Do you think sometimes?
I mean, there's 3, but
Do you think sometimes it's just to get some attention?
I can't figure out for the life of me.
Are you talking about the people protesting?
Well,
yeah, the machine. You got.
I mean, we're talking. You mentioned Black Lives Matter. I don't.
That's what this is.
I don't
This is
see anybody that's of color.
Well, there are. Yeah,
there
the
are.
3 in front are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what's funny? I saw a thing. There was a fight at the Kevin Hart concert or show the other day. Big fight, I guess, down there. And of course, everybody's just immediately assumes, Well, so I was in the story and I went into the comment section, right? Well, apparently it was a bunch of white guys. Whatever is what it is. Comment section was hilarious. First of all the black people, they call us either the clear or the see-throughs.
Yeah.
They're like, that wasn't us, that was the see-throughs. And it's funny because then there'd be like the one dumbass white guy that'd be coming in there like, like, no, don't, dude, don't. And then he would just get piled on like, it wasn't us, that was you people. Like, it was one of the better reads I've had.
That's fantastic.
It was excellent.
So the family's lawyer, he's already lawyered up, the dead kid.
Okay. Good.
Said we can do both.
Who got
things.
that, Crump?
We can feel no, it's not this time. We could feel terribly for this woman, but also remember that Tekel should be here with us, and he should be alive, and we could ask the police department to do better. That comment is all about the payoff.
Nope.
They know Minneapolis has been paying $5 and $10 million payouts when someone gets shot. But I'm sorry, you can deserve to get shot, and then I don't want you to get a dime.
No, of course not. In fact, you should have to pay restitution.
And this woman that's screaming here makes a great point too, as she's yelling to these people. Yeah. She says, "I literally had 5 minutes to live, while he had 6 hours to choose life or death. The police stated they did not want to kill him. Mm-hmm. That man was armed. He was armed. He had his own guns. But they came into his home while he's licensed to carry and killed him. He did not fire."
This is the conversation. This is someone's retort.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, they came in. He's allowed to have a gun. But you're not allowed to shoot it at the neighbor's house. And you're not allowed to shoot it at cops.
The victim's mom, Cindy, what take do you think the mom's going to have? I wish I could hug the woman. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Great, say that.
But
Tekel was an imperfect human. We're all imperfect humans.
Yeah.
And he did not deserve to be picked off like some animal from the rooftop. Sort of did, though.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of did.
I wonder what her, like, if you really could, forget this bullshit statement she's going to have. Like, if you really said, what about the person he was shooting at?
Yep.
What would she say to that?
Why is she alive? Because he wasn't trying to kill her? No, because she was lucky is why. This is another great example
What
of
if
why
it was your son
we should send
being
social
shot?
workers to these
Right.
scenes.
Well, what if it was her son that was being shot at by somebody else, and the cops just stood there, and then eventually her son got shot? Would she say the cop should have stepped in, or would she say, no, that's fine?
Clearly.
You know what I mean?
Clearly.
Right?
Remember the story of in the neighborhood? I think it's the one LeBron James tweeted out, where black girls are fighting.
Oh, yeah. The cop rolls up, and I mean, split second.
And this chick has
Best
a
shot I ever
butcher
saw.
knife, and she is absolutely coming down on this girl's head.
Yep.
And this cop hero shoots her.
Yeah.
She drops immediately.
Yep.
Absolutely saved that black life.
LeBron texted that guy, doxed that guy, sent his picture out and said, "You're next."
You're next.
Yep, I remember that.
There might have even been crosshairs, or maybe it was.
I don't
just
think
You're
I think it was
Next.
just "You're next" because this was right after the Floyd thing.
Was it after the Floyd thing?
Yeah. It was right after that, and so it was. He said, "You're next" in relation to what's his nuts, the cop from
Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin, yeah.
Here's how sick we are as a society right now, too. A GoFundMe page has been set up for both Mrs. Yarborough and the victim Sundberg, who died at the hands of the police.
Okay, perfect. I hope that they hold that, and it gets forfeited, just like the other GoFundMes that
Kyle Rittenhouse,
the
all
truckers,
of his, the truckers,
things like that were.
So this guy who got into a standoff with police till 5:30 or 4:30 in the morning before he was finally put down like the animal that he was. They've raised nearly $20,000 for him.
Oh, good. Good.
For his family.
Yeah.
The mother has raised more than $29,000.
Oh, perfect.
As of
That'll
when
go to
the
legal
printing of the
fees.
story. So,
and I hope it all goes to shit and they lose the case.
Yeah.
So, hey, a couple quick notes from our peeps over at Zott Ford and Holly. Gabar and the gang over at Zott Ford still have interest rates as low as 2.9%. I don't even know if that's still true anymore, but that's got to be. For new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. You know that's crazy good. But this won't last long because as the Fed raises rates, these smoking hot deals can't last forever. So if you want the best deal in the D and the lowest rates possible, go visit our boy right now. Also, Zott Ford still has a handful of new rides in stock and ready for immediate delivery, like the new 22 Ford F-150s, Broncos, Escapes, Edges, and a couple of all-new 22 Expeditions. So do not delay. You know they're going to make the process simple, fun, fast, and easy. Get details and surf Zott's sick deals and sexy inventory at dealsinthed.com.
I promised you dead baby story on the heels.
Can't wait.
Zott Ford.
Yes.
I will deliver.
Yep, this one's for you.
We're traveling to India. We're going to Uttar Pradesh, where they used ivermectin to stop COVID completely, but we can't talk about that. A lot of jingling, a lot of dancing.
A lot of shingling, a lot of dancing.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they do in India.
Yeah.
Go around the rock. That's not quite that clipped audio from Picard. Thanks.
Yeah. Good recall. Good recall.
Which hasn't been fixed in 6 years.
Yeah. More like 7, but sure.
I mean, I'd rather just sit here on the sidelines and make fun of it than go in and
Even
fix
better.
it.
4-month-old baby boy. He's a good boy.
Was.
How big is a
Hey, by the
4-month-old
way,
baby
just-
boy?
It depends.
10 pounds.
Like a bread basket?
15 pounds.
Yeah, depends on how big
Hey,
they come out.
Mike, sorry, just real quick. When I'm mentioning Macard, dude, I've dropped food off to Macard.
What?
Yes.
Did he recognize you?
Yes, he lives in the fucking one of those neighborhoods I've like
What's the
pet
address?
sat for, and I was driving off. And I said like whatever his actual last name is, and then his first initial. I'm like, dude, I mean, what are the chances? And I show up at the door, and he's like, whoa, hey, E, how's it going?
What is it? What's his diet consist of?
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah, a
boy.
few McDonald's.
Oh,
orders.
Macard.
More than once I've given him
Eric,
food.
I think it's time for a new career choice.
Well
I
done.
don't know. Lazy people pay.
Yeah. Is Macard a decent tipper?
Yeah, you know he was, and it's good because it would have been awkward to me if I'd gotten out there and been like, oh, $1, huh?
Oh, thanks, Macard.
Well, now, because you do the standard tip ahead of time, don't you, generally,
You
with
can
those
give
things?
money afterwards. You could.
Well, that was my question. If you did the standard 15, 20% on top, and then you see it's E, and you don't give them a little extra,
Yeah,
that would
that's
have
a
been
good point. He could have gone in there and
Like,
been like,
hey,
"Yeah."
man, here's for you. Obviously, you're on hard times. Here, this is a little something for you.
I would have done it. That's a great point, dude. If I was getting food and all of a sudden it was Kadog,
Yeah.
and I've been like,
shit.
I gave decent money, but I've been Kadog, I would go back after and put some more money in. He did not, though. Good point.
All right. Not shit on Macard. Of
course
not.
not.
Not worry about it.
It's just kind of a funny thing.
So a 4-month-old baby was wrenched from the arms of his parents and tossed to his death by a raging troop of monkeys in India.
Oh, shit.
The
Where's the
incident
video on this?
Yeah, right. This took place in Uttar Pradesh. Nirdesh Upadhyay was standing on the terrace of a 3-story house with his wife and their baby son. They were enjoying a lazy Friday evening up on the terrace when a troop of primates climbed onto the roof and surrounded them. After futile efforts to bat at the monkeys away, the new parents ran towards the stairs in an attempt to escape.
No dirt face attempt here?
No.
I mean,
here's what's going to happen here. Here's why this is a problem. We've talked a lot lately about, who's in the moment when you need,
fight or flight.
Yeah. Can you make that basket in the clutch?
Yep.
Can you hit that game-winning shot?
Can you win the hot dog eating contest
against a 7-year-old? Or are you going to lose the hot dog eating contest to a 7-year-old? Like, those are the two camps we live in. Yeah. Like, when push comes to shove, your daughter got hurt at an amusement park and you fucking grabbed her and ran full sprint.
That shit. Yep.
Yeah. Like a old Hertz commercial. So the family's up there. They've decided to make a break for it. The new parents ran towards the stairs in an attempt to escape, but Nirdesh, the father who was carrying his son, stumbled and dropped the child.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy.
In a split second before either parent could react, one of the monkeys grabbed the baby boy by the hand and just whipped him off the roof.
Oh, my God. I mean, I can only imagine the chaos of this scene, but...
Yeah. Did he drop it or did he drop it? You know what I mean?
He tripped. He tripped.
Yeah.
And his
Like you and your buddy getting chased by a bear and you trip your buddy.
Like,
I don't have to run faster than the bear. I just got to run faster than you.
See, no, like you're suggesting that he was too big. The moment was too big for him, and that he fucked up, or that he sees the perfect opportunity, to be like, you know what, I never wanted this kid.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no one's gonna question me.
Look,
Yeah,
all we
you
know.
can have an abortion in India,
Right,
so
there
he
we
got his
go.
wish.
All we know about this
Post-birth
family
abortion.
is they're hanging out on a lazy Friday afternoon,
Just chilling, and then
just
the fucking-
chilling, having a cocktail up on the
It's
terrace.
Planet of the
That's my
Apes
point,
shit.
though. He's sitting there
Yeah.
thinking that this weren't
But
fucking
I want to
kids
know what
weren't
this,
here.
like. I want to know what these monkeys are, because I've seen
They're not
videos.
macaques. This is not macaque.
These
This
are
is
like
not
the,
macaque.
These are like the small, like the like. I mean, I understand they're, but this isn't like a gorilla or even a chimp.
No,
Right? These are like smaller, like.
they're strong as shit.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
they like
that's
pack up and
fine.
fuck, right?
Shit.
Like,
They pack up.
I get it, but
So you don't buy that he was carrying his son, stumbled and dropped his son. He fumbled on the goal line, essentially. Is what
you
he
got to
did.
move the
I'm
baby
saying-
to the sideline arm first of all.
Yeah.
you got to transfer the baby to the opposite hand.
I'm
Get
not
it
saying I
away
don't-
from the defender there for sure, and two hands. Definitely got to keep two hands on the baby.
I'm not
Do
saying
you
I
think you
don't buy
could
it.
run through a pack of monkeys?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I don't think you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right now?
or die,
You're
or
in your
die
state-
trying.
in your state right
but
now?
I mean, it would be. Yeah, dude. Listen.
Look, anytime we
Fire
ask
me
this
up,
question,
I
we're
don't.
talking about in our prime. Here.
Okay.
No,
okay.
we're
I'm
always-
not even right now. I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I might die trying. I don't know, but my baby would be the last thing to die.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
E, would your baby be the first or last thing to die?
He would have been
Because
like,
you could drop it and you're out of trouble.
Yeah, I really do enjoy living.
That's so
quite
funny
a
to think
bit,
he's gonna have a
so-
baby.
Yeah. No, I know he's not. That's why it's a fun question.
I mean, I really enjoy living quite a bit. So
No.
The parents managed to get back inside the house and tore downstairs to their son's aid, but the infant was dead at the scene.
I mean, I could see. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, if you just turn and like.
Oh, I got the monkey, by the way. It's a rhesus monkey.
Oh, can we find this?
a rhesus,
A rhesus
monkey.
monkey?
Yeah, I know. So these are used for research all the time. That's the type of
Well,
monkey.
no wonder
they
this.
use.
Oh, so this is like a Planet of the Apes type. Was this Caesar that did this? I see what's happening now. The writing is on the wall. But no, I could see like having the baby and turning to run. Perhaps there was a step or a table or something in the way that you trip, and instinctively you have to catch yourself. I mean, some people do, some people don't. But how the baby ended up gone. I mean,
Oh, in an
even
instant.
if you drop the.
Well, if you're trying to, but even if you're not,
That baby
even if
must
you
have
don't
been
try
so
to catch
confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Can we talk about whether or not this is? Oh, yeah, these are the little bastards I'm talking about. Bullshit. Fuck these guys.
Those are
They're
strong
tiny.
guys.
I don't. They're like 2 feet. They're little.
yeah.
they got a bunch of them.
They're-
Dude.
I don't care.
They're tough.
I know.
They're tough.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
So these
And, so wait. This thing chucked a 10-pound.
yeah, right. Just grabbed him by the arm and whipped him right off the roof.
You know why there's no video of this?
Didn't happen.
Because
he
it's
dropped his
bullshit.
set- 'cause he
Because
dropped
it's
this on
bullshit.
Why do you say that?
Because he carnival cruised this thing off the
No.
sideline. He
There's
Michael
too many
Jackson
witnesses.
did.
There's
off
too
the
many
side,
witnesses.
and
Exactly.
he blamed it on the monkeys. You're telling me this guy threw a 10-pound baby up and over the railing?
And that thing would rip your face off of your skull in a matter of seconds.
Bring
He
it.
would.
Bring it.
Dude, I'll see if I can get a rhesus macaque in here.
I'll try it. I'll
You
try
wanna-
it.
You want to go toe-to-toe with him?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well-
Uttar Pradesh, what's that?
It's a good point. I mean, the thing only weighs 12 to 17 pounds.
Exactly. And chucked a 10-pound baby up and over a rail?
What is it that you don't understand about monkeys are strong?
How big is the rail?
What don't you understand about this story being bullshit?
The monkeys are so strong. And they're attacking people all over. This isn't the first macaque attack.
It sounds like he was nowhere near the rail. He had already turned and tried to get towards the stairs. Right? It'd be one thing if this happened right at the railing, dropped the baby on the rail, and the monkey pushed it over.
Yeah.
I think this is.
See, Troy's coming around to my perspective.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Well, I don't think this is any government plot, but I think
no.
this
What I
is-
said earlier about it, you drop a baby and you drop a baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was he just looking at?
Well, I don't think the monkeys did it. I think he dumped the kid off the side.
that was my
This is
point.
defamatory at this point.
That was my
If
point.
this individual
I
is
thought
listening, he might sue you.
I thought you meant did you drop the monkey so you could get away, or drop
Yeah,
the baby
that's-
so you could get
No,
away?
I was suggesting
That
that like
he
this is
dropped it
my
off the thing,
this
yeah.
is my opportunity.
Yeah.
and no one can question it.
Yeah. Can we at least get?
You may want to see the video. It says a gang of killer monkeys.
Yeah, look at
Well,
those guys.
they killed a
Baby off
baby,
roof.
so clearly they're already killer monkeys.
Yeah.
But a gang.
But that's
there's
but there's multiple.
tons
That's
of them.
fine. But
So,
they didn't pick
let me
them up.
finish
They didn't
the
all
story.
get together and be like,
They might
1,
have.
2.
No, it says that the
3.
one monkey grabbed it by the arm and chucked it off the roof.
Yeah, I have too many questions.
Uttar Pradesh is home to a huge population of rhesus monkeys, which roam free throughout many of the state's towns and cities. The primates are generally able to live in relative harmony alongside the humans. There are a number of documented cases of monkeys attacking people, in particular children. 5-year-old girl was killed by a troop of monkeys in one village near Uttar Pradesh. She was playing with her friends near a river when the monkey set upon her and just bit her all over her body.
Okay, that makes total sense. You
Yeah.
notice how this is in quotes. Throw baby off a roof. That the quote basically says allegedly.
Yeah. There are even incidents of the primates hijacking vehicles from motorists, including one, a monkey stole and crashed a bus.
Nice.
They're driving now.
Nice, okay.
Dude, this is straight out of
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
No doubt.
Yes. He managed, in 2015, he managed to start the engine of a bus as it sat in a garage while the driver was taking a nap. The monkey turned the ignition key and smashed the bus into 2 other vehicles parked in the garage before the driver was able to regain control.
I mean, to be able to turn a key, okay, maybe just on accident, right? I'm not thinking this thing knows how to drive, right? Didn't take driver's ed.
We've seen them shoot guns before.
But it might, somehow stumble upon starting the bus. But then you have to put it in gear and hit the gas. Or maybe probably not. Maybe it just knocked it into gear and the thing just rolled down the street and crashed.
I like it better that he's driving it.
Of course, just
Bad. He's not good at it.
No, of course not.
But he got it started and got it moving.
The greatest is they call it a simian.
But you notice
The simian menace.
that's not in quotes that he started it and crashed it. That's not in quotes because that happened.
It's a bizarrely comic sequence of events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow got it to start, bumped the shifter and put it in gear.
Yeah.
I'm betting it wasn't a stick, wasn't a manual,
I wonder if he's just beating it.
right? Just everything going.
No, I mean like beating it.
Yeah, probably. They do that all the time.
Right. And just hit the.
knocked it.
Yeah.
Knocked it into gear.
Yeah.
Monkeys have become a regular menace at bus stations and workshops where they often fiddle with vehicles undergoing repair. They've also damaged CCTV cameras at stations. Japanese authorities are hunting a rogue monkey, which is believed to have injured 18 people, mostly children and elderlies, amid a spree of violent attacks spanning 10 days. So the first attack came on July 8th when a Japanese macaque climbed into an apartment and tried to drag a baby out the window. Reports suggest the monkey went on to attack another 5 people in the same district, went into a school where he scratched one kid and bit a 4-year-old girl 3 days later.
All reasonable.
Yeah.
Chucking a baby off
I don't know.
the thing, it seems.
Can we find out how strong monkeys are?
How strong is macaque?
I'm on it.
It's strong. I mean, I want to know because I think macaque's strong. I think so.
Sure it is.
As strong as macaque is, I don't think macaque could throw a baby off over a railing.
Don't underestimate macaque.
Ah,
Seriously.
it can make the baby, but it can't kill it.
Rhesus macaque.
We got
can't get over
safe
this name as
handling of a
rhesus, by the
rhesus
way.
monkey.
Macaque, please. Stick with the
Macaque.
legal terms.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh,
17
this is like a
pages?
textbook.
Yeah,
No,
6
You
pages.
learn this
Listen,
in zoology class.
This is what I would read.
We've known people that have pet monkeys. Remember that lady that
these
had to walk
peer-reviewed
around with a lampshade on her head because the thing fucking tore her entire face off? It was this friendly monkey. The neighbor had it.
it's a
She
wild
came to visit
animal.
her friend, and this macaque just went off. He full ham, full jit, ripped this woman's face off to nothing. She had no face left and lived. She wore
Macaque
literally
covered her face?
Yeah, macaque covered her face bad too.
Oof.
Yeah. And she wore a lampshade over her head.
God, look at
God.
the face on
These
the
are
left.
these are
Jesus Christ.
macaque attacks?
Yes.
Oh my God.
See what a macaque can do?
That's money shot to the eye. Shut that thing right up. Oh God.
Like how happy the monkey is. Though.
Yeah, right. Proud.
Yeah, he's laughing about it.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
give
what
a
I
shit.
did.
Monkeys are brutal.
Yeah.
You know the first
and
you know the
chimpanzees and
Travis
orangutans
the
and
monkey.
gorillas and all
Look
that
at Trav
stuff.
the monkey.
Yeah, those are bigger. These little bastards are not that big.
But
Gone too
they don't
soon.
fight fair. They go right for the balls. That's the first attack
okay,
mode they
that's-
go for. Is to
okay.
is to take away your genitalia so you can't reproduce.
And as strong as
That's what
they
his
are,
little simian brain is thinking.
I just think logistically, I have too many questions. I think Dad chucked the baby or dropped the baby and blamed it on the monkeys.
Exactly. That's what I said right from the beginning.
Yep, well played. I misinterpreted.
Yeah, I think
thing.
I do think you misinterpreted.
That he dropped the baby so he could get away.
No, that's why I was suggesting, like when I said, like some people, like your guys are saying he didn't live up to the moment by not saving his baby. I was like, maybe he did exactly what he was trying to do.
Perfect.
This is my time
excuse
to get rid of the baby.
We know these monkeys are terrorizing the neighborhood. It's a perfect example.
Probably went home and banged his wife right afterwards.
These pictures are as horrifying as like transgender bottom surgeries.
Are these some of the monkeys
of
that damaged the CCTV that would have seen him throw it over the rail, perhaps?
Yep. No, that's a different spot in Uttar Pradesh. Different spot.
I have one on the left, my lord.
I'd like to mention that Travis the monkey was on the Maury Povich show as well as the Man Show.
Oh, wow. That's quite an IMDb.
Yeah.
Prior to ripping the face off.
Oh.
Prior to ripping the face off?
Prior to, and then rip the
So
face
let
off.
celebrity get to him, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he didn't think he had to answer to anyone.
I mean, once you on the Man Show, I mean, fuck it. I'll eat some people's faces. What do you
Yeah,
do?
no doubt.
For obvious reasons, I don't know if I should piggyback the next story with the previous story.
Why not? Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah, okay. Troy said it was a go. Matteo Berrettini. He's apparently an Italian famous or French tennis player.
Okay, it sounded Italian.
Yeah.
It's French? Is he Italian living in France, perhaps?
I don't know. He's in some trouble, racist connotations. He's a huge LeBron James fan. So LeBron played in one of those leagues.
Clearly racist. Yep.
Yeah, one of those leagues. What do they call it? The Drew
NBA?
League. Drew League on Sunday in L.A.
Okay.
I don't know, one of these off-season leagues or whatever.
Yep.
So he was wearing the jersey for the first time since the 2011 NBA lockout. James posted an image of him wearing the Drew League jersey with a series of steam coming out of his nose.
Okay.
And so Berrettini added his own emojis. He replaced the snorting emojis with an image of a gorilla followed by a crown. See what he did there?
I did. He's the King, James, as they call him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As he calls himself.
As he calls himself.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, his own.
Self-proclaimed. But I don't think, I think anytime you throw the monkey emoji around when you're talking about race is not going to go well.
So the silverback gorilla is not a good thing to throw at a black male?
Probably not. I don't think that's going to go well. No matter what your intentions may have been.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're talking about
no.
someone's an animal, like, oh, he's a gorilla. Like, there's nobody stronger in the, the jungle than the silverback gorilla.
You could have used the goat emoji. I mean, we reserved that for Michael, clearly. But
right.
You could have used the goat emoji and the crown if you chose, but you didn't.
Can you see making a mistake like that?
Did he throw an eggplant on there or anything
No,
else?
no, he didn't. No.
The black thumbs up? No?
He posted an immediate apology. I am very sorry if my previous post offended anyone. I was informed that it could easily be misinterpreted, so I have deleted it. LeBron is my biggest idol, incredible role model and inspiration. Many fans agreed he'd done the right thing by removing the post. Comparing a strong and powerful man to a strong, powerful animal is not wrong in itself. It can be a compliment, just like a tiger or bull. But comparing an African man to an ape has too much connotations.
Yep. Like I said, no matter what your intent, you're screwed.
Did you buy it? I wouldn't think anyone wouldn't be aware. Like,
you never know what they do over there. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I mean, those soccer things. There's a lot of stories in soccer over there about throwing like bananas on the fucking field.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
I mean, if he really is a LeBron fan, then it could have been innocuous somehow, I guess. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you still gave him the crown, or is that just to make sure you know it's the king?
That's the thing. On the same hand, though,
You give him the Brahma Bowl.
I think there's a
look.
difference between he may have known and just maybe not have thought about it in the moment. Like, I don't think he could be not racist and then be like, oh, shit, that
Make
was
sure we
stupid.
put gorilla in all caps right there, too.
Yeah. You like that?
And then put a face of LeBron making the gorilla face.
Yeah.
Really classy. Keep it
of
classy for sports with a Z.
And it's not even like the emoji. It's like
So there it is. There it is.
Okay.
And then,
It's definitely a silverback gorilla.
that is definitely a gorilla, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't even say he's the king of the jungle because that would be a lion, right?
I don't. What am I?
not a
What
good
am I
move.
missing?
It's the up on above it. The gorilla and the crown. Is that it was his post?
Oh my god.
He posted this.
God forbid.
Do you see the gorilla?
You can't.
in the
Well, you
crown?
can't really see the gorilla because he's not looking at you.
Barely. But
Barely.
I do see it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would say not to do it. Oh, jeez. I didn't get what was going on there. I missed it.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
Hey, insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all type of insurance coverage. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance.
Washington, D.C.'s homeless shelters are filling up. Something awful because Texas Governor Greg Abbott is sending busloads.
Busloads of them?
Yeah. I love this story.
Absolutely. This is your decision. Why are you giving them? Why are you sending them here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you want, then here you go.
And by the way, D.C.'s homeless problem is out of control long before the migrant push.
Well, of course.
It's a shit show there.
Because it was the same thing with the one they flying them into like Jacksonville, right? Florida?
Yeah, Florida, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take them off the plane. We'll send them on a bus up to Maryland.
There you
or
go.
Wherever. Here you go.
Mayor Muriel Bowser is claiming that this is bullshit. That Abbott stop. She's requesting that Abbott stop preventing migrants from getting to their final destinations.
Please stop sending them here.
Yeah.
You keep them.
Why not here? Why not?
Arizona's
we don't want them, dumbass. You keep them.
Doug Ducey followed Abbott's lead earlier this summer as they both started sending migrants from their respective states to D.C. to take some of the load off the migration crisis hitting border states. Due to this initiative, homeless shelters in the nation's capital are starting to cap out with these asylum seekers. Well, this is a very significant issue. We have for sure called on the federal government to work across state lines to prevent people from really being tricked into getting on buses. They showed video of them getting off the buses, and they're hugging. The migrants are hugging the bus drivers and the caretakers.
Tricked.
Yeah, tricked.
Yeah.
Tricked. I fear they're being tricked into nationwide bus trips when their final destinations are places all over the United States of America.
Well, where are they supposed to be going?
Right. What's the plan here? Where exactly?
Where were you sending them versus D.C.?
Yeah. Well, they
it's okay
they
to
had
go to
plans.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Well, they were
Everywhere
just- no.
but D.C.
Right.
They were just going to hang out in Texas and Arizona until they got to their final destination.
They just
but they're-
rope off a path just straight through Texas up to like Arkansas or something. Be like, here you go. Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. You welcome to the Razorbacks.
Muriel Bowser said the people arriving in her city on these buses are largely asylum seekers who are going to final destinations that are not D.C. Bullshit. Just wanting to get out of your third world shithole country does not account, is not asylum. Okay?
Yeah, right.
That's not what asylum seekers are. So just blanket say these are all no, they're all people who want to come to America for obvious reasons.
Yep.
Well, get in line.
Well, and by the
There's
way,
a process for it.
if-
And you know what, Muriel Bowser? Too bad.
Yeah.
You deal with it. Here's 4,000 people in your neighborhoods. What? It's okay to strap these tiny cities, poor communities in South Texas and Arizona with no more manpower than anyone else. It's cool to strap them with this.
Yeah, we're far enough away. We don't care if the borders are open. Come on in down there. It's fine.
incredible.
Just not here. I mean, let's
Yeah.
let's keep it real.
Officials in both states claim, so Arizona and Texas say, yeah, they agreed. They weren't tricked. They agreed. Voluntary take the bus trip north. But now they're saying one asylum seeker, mother of two from Venezuela, was told in Texas that she and her family would be sent to Colorado after they arrive. And they're like, oh, get off the bus. Okay, that bitch is gone. Close the door and just circled. They're like, yeah, good luck with that getting to Colorado business.
John Denver was full of shit, man.
About to say that.
One mother of three said a Texas official told her that someone in D.C. would provide her family transport to Chicago.
Yeah, hey, Bowers.
Good luck with that transport to
Fine.
Chicago.
Go talk to Bowers.
Yeah.
Have her set it up for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We're
We're talking
fine.
Biden. I mean, or Nancy Pelosi, all those people.
Oh, hey, you want to see the White House? Come
Yeah.
on, come on this way. Jump on this bus. We're gonna go see the White House.
Yeah. Bowser assured that D.C. taxpayers are not picking up the tab for the increased homeless population with migrants from Texas and Arizona.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Who's picking it up in Texas and Arizona?
Yeah, and why
Who's
would that
picking
be
up that
okay
tab?
then? Why would it be okay to screw Texas and Arizona?
What is the
constantly
difference where they go in this country? So let's send them to where you're.
Oh, the hypocrisy.
I love DC.
Oh, the hypocrisy.
I love the Nantucket ones.
Yeah.
You know, they were talking about.
Yeah.
I think it was DeSantis.
Send them to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, let's go to Martha's Vineyard and just let them start roaming the streets. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The yards are already perfect. They don't need it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Could you imagine, seriously, dumping 4,000 migrants into Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
Where
Awesome.
Obama lives.
Here you go.
His $11 million property.
Exactly.
And Martha-
I mean, the country's
Go
the
ahead.
country, right? And once you're in, you're in. Doesn't matter where. So
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
You should just give them just give them a map. Say, point. Where you want to go?
Yeah.
Just show me. Where you want to go?
I don't even-
Anywhere but here.
I
Over the
think you
bottom
give him a
half.
wheel, dude. I think you have
Just
a
spin
wheel.
it. Yeah.
Spin it. It's got Beverly Hills, San Francisco,
Right.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yep.
It's got all the, trying to think of other.
You can stay here in
posh-
Texas for free, but if you go to D.C., we'll give you $100. If you go to Martha's Vineyard, we'll give you $200.
Yeah. Yeah. Find work when
Yeah,
you get there.
exactly.
Yeah, just hard working. You know, your life was in danger. Clearly, you're an asylum seeker, legit.
Yes.
You know, so
that threshold has probably been lowered greatly, I would imagine.
Martha's Vineyard overrun by 4,000 migrants would be.
Have they changed the
greatest
the
story of
actual
the year.
definition of asylum seeker yet to fit the narrative?
Probably.
Yeah.
If not, it's coming. It's coming. Well, we were talking about divorce yesterday, T.
Yeah. I caught a little pushback for that, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, a couple of women reached out.
Yeah, a couple.
What was the story? Just real quick. I'm
Well,
curious.
it was
we
in-
just talked about that normally the women's are the cunty, vindictive ones in divorces. And
So to reset.
not always,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
generally they become vindictive as opposed to the men.
Let me
Even though they
reset.
do
They
anything
can be
don't deserve the money?
assholes, but
Hold on. Let me reset for people, just so that we're on the same page. We were doing this in member area.
Okay.
Okay. So the general public didn't hear it.
that's
Gotcha.
right. I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were talking about going through divorce. We were doing the story on Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt going through this divorce. Jolie got an unfavorable ruling in a child custody thing that sided with Brad Pitt. So she decided to pull out all the stops and sell her half of the share of the chateau in France they own that makes wine.
Whatever. It was
Gotcha.
Okay, so they had a binding agreement apparently that said if either one decided to sell, they would automatically sell the other. They'd already agreed on a sale price to give it to Brad, whose like life passion is this place.
Right.
He's making very good wines that are winning contests around the world.
Yeah, they'd already
she didn't give a
negotiated
fuck
it out.
about this
She was
place.
selling it to him.
Gotcha.
She was
And
selling it to
then-
him. Ruling happens, and she sells it to a Russian oligarch instead the next day.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
so
it's-
Brad's like, "You vindictive cunt." So that was the basis of us talking about it.
Yeah.
And the stories we were telling were about individuals that we personally knew that went through divorce. That it was the woman who was
yeah.
who was vindictive and cunty and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
I think 50-50. Guys and humans aren't vindictive and cunty.
I mean, for the most part, I'm not saying guys aren't assholes, but I just
Guys, calm down.
As
Right?
far as the
guys tend to
it's
calm
the,
down,
it's the
not hold.
vindictive nature of it
No,
that we
that-
were more in tune with.
Yeah, I
not
get
to be
what
an
you're saying.
asshole in the divorce. That's not
Yeah.
it. But more of the.
Guys let things go faster, for sure. I would say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And perhaps it may not be 50-50.
So,
No, that's true.
guys can blow a fuse. Maybe they backhand someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feel terrible about it later. Fuck those guys.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. Women could take that smack on the cheek and then be like, "Oh, you just wait, some bitch.
I'm going to sell your half of your stuff.
Never forget that smack.
Yeah.
No matter how cheery I seem, that smack will never be forgotten.
No, that's fair.
And at some point in the future, you're going to get yours. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think of where guys are like, "Nah, man, that was stupid. I shouldn't have did that. My bad. You want to go to dinner?" You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of the.
I got
So,
it.
anyways, I saw on the comment section on the Patreon page a note from Sarah.
Okay.
You want to hear about a woman who got screwed in a divorce? My divorce is epic, famous in some internet circles.
Oh,
Every bad thing.
What does that mean? Some internet circles.
It's people chatting about it on Facebook.
About divorces on Facebook.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
There's
not
probably
just-
tons of
I'm just
forums
curious.
and
Oh, I'm sure there is.
social
To
media.
be famous, I want to know what these circles are. I have questions. That's all.
Famous in some internet circles. Well, she could circle back. She could tell you.
I'd like some clarification on this.
Every bad thing you have ever heard about happening in a divorce happened to me and then some. Yes, women still do have some advantages when it comes to custody, but it's not like the old days. And if you don't have money to fight, you lose big time. My divorce started with him coming home one day and saying, I'm in love with a girl at work. She was 25. He was 41. And I'm going to marry her. She's everything that you are not. Young, thin, pretty, and smart.
Oof. Those are shots, but
that's a dude. Yeah. That's all of them.
I mean,
that's empty in the fucking...
May or may not be wrong. I'm not going to attack Sarah. I don't know. But, I mean...
She's everything you are not. Young, thin, pretty, and smart. Oof.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
It's tough for me to hear. Yeah. And I'm an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for upgrades, but that's rough.
Just come home from work.
You don't say
that's
it.
Almost like texting. That's almost like texting someone to break up with them.
I mean, clearly, when you're leaving her for the chick at work, that should go without saying.
You almost don't need to
spell it out.
Right.
Yeah. It seems like an extra cherry on top. You know, you got 2 cherries on top of this.
She cuts the crust off my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Like you never would, bitch. We will find you a job, find you a place to live, and you can come visit the kids whenever you want.
Fuck the we. The we already.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. My sons
were adequate housing.
My sons were 8 and 10, and I had been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 years. That situation sucks. That's tough.
You're fucked.
Yeah, when you've been out of the workforce for 10 years raising kids, and then the guy's a dick and just splits. That's a shit. But I don't think courts.
That's a strong case for alimony.
Yeah, courts will take care of you. But even alimony only goes for until they're 18, right?
Generally, but she's got 10 years to figure it out.
All right,
it's a good leg up.
The girl still lived at home with her parents and had a nice nest egg of money, which paid for a lot of legal bullshit.
The girl that he's banging?
Yeah, the 25-year-old.
Hilarious.
Awesome.
Would you, if you're a 25-year-old about to take a 41-year-old dick, would you be paying for his legal fees to get rid of his wife?
Keep in mind, this is one person's version of
Fair,
events.
of course.
Not saying Sarah's full of shit
well,
at all.
That's why I want some clarification on the.
That's fine.
Anyway, when I said
on
awesome,
the famous in some internet circles.
When I said awesome, I just meant like what a fucking story. Like a 25-year-old living at home, and you're getting your parents to pay to get your ex, the guy you're nailing, his wife gone.
Yeah. The girl, let's see. I was lucky to walk away with joint custody of my kids and a very minor amount of child support. Even after the divorce was final, it was still a shit show. I never saw my kids on holidays. He never passed on school information. I was never on any emergency contact cards at school.
Jesus Christ.
Had to introduce myself to the teacher at the beginning of every school year. Had to take my divorce papers to the schools every single year so that they would send me the same information as him. Paid for every haircut, school trip, new shoes, school supplies, clothes, etc. I always took time off when they were sick and drove them everywhere. But yet he systemically badmouthed me and did everything he could to make everything as difficult as possible while making me the bad guy for wanting to be in my kids' lives. Talked to anyone who was married to and tried to divorce a narcissist. One with someone bankrolling them is very dangerous indeed. And for the record, I had a chance to push for full custody and I didn't, because he may have been a shitty husband, but my kids deserve 2 parents in their lives. I just wasn't going to walk from my kids. He basically got everything else because I put all my effort into keeping joint custody of my kids. I could spend an hour on this subject.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and to clarify, we didn't
hell of a story.
We didn't say across the board.
No.
I mean, we acknowledge that, of course, men are assholes, and it's not 100%, but it just seems like more often than not.
Yeah.
You can be the not. That's fine.
You know, when you talk about deadliest jobs, you know, and it's like the ice fishermen, you know, in Alaska. Well, it's like, you know, when you go, oh, yeah, it's fucking all men. It's like, well, yeah, there's the occasional chick on the boat that maybe dies, but for the most part,
well,
you know, so I don't know what that is, and I entertain all stories. I'm welcome to them. They're horrible stories because I know so much emotion is involved.
Yeah, the people,
and so much
guys
hurt.
can be total assholes, and guys can be vindictive. That wasn't the point to say that it never happens.
Oh,
that was not our stance at all. We just said more often than not.
And the shitty guy ones are more terrifying because they're the ones like, if I can't have you, no one can kind of guys. Yeah. Where it's like you're looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. Like that dude. Don't act like that guy doesn't exist.
And generally, the vindictive is always, it depends on which side the divorce comes from.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the other thing,
right? I'm surprised that this guy was like, "All right, I'm leaving you because I'm upgrading," and then still be an asshole about it.
Yeah,
you know, so good on you, because normally that's one that goes the other way. Whichever one gets blindsided by it or gets fucked over is, you know, the one that I would think tends to be more vindictive about it.
Yeah,
but
I had one buddy.
Total dicks.
I had one buddy. We both have one buddy that kept it completely out of the lawyers, like adult about it.
Yeah.
Like, look, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
You know it, and I know it. We can either spend a shitload of money trying to fuck each other over,
Yeah.
or we can just handle this like adults.
I tried.
And fuck all of them.
Yep.
And he did. And it
Bravo.
didn't cost them a dime.
And that speaks volumes to her too, probably.
yeah, absolutely it
I
does.
tried. That was the path I tried to take.
Yeah, I bet you would have.
Did not work.
No. No. Hell, have no fury.
Indeed.
All right, why don't we wrap it up there, guys?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for being here. Ryan Fiorini, it's awesome to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Trav, thank you for coming by. Sorry to stick you in the corner over there, pal.
Best seat in the house
good
over
to
there.
see you.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well said. Travis is in the best seat in the house over there.
Hell yeah. Comfy. All right, have a great rest of the day, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. We will talk to you then.